scared everyone to smile. 0.020914000 LTC.
Thanks, Dynamo. Hey, traders. Good to see y'all on this Friday evening. I just got home from the airport. I mean, I've spent literally like 5 minutes here getting ready for stream, and shoes are still on, have not unpacked. So I just wanted to go live when I could, just to give like maybe a quick update. Inflation numbers, right? 40-year highs, 6.8%, right on the CPI, which is bull crap. It's way higher. So don't believe the lies. But S&P 500 hits all-time highs, while many assets on the S&P are like 30% below their all-time highs, 20% below their all-time highs. It's mainly just an aggregate of a few big names, like Apple, driving the entire market. So here we are on the 60-minute on Bitcoin, though, right? 47.5, 48.2-ish. It's just one of your little zones of inflection where, as you can see historically, what's happened here, major reversals, consolidation before pumping, reversals, right? You can go, I think, maybe further back. Yeah, I mean, you go back to April. I mean, that's where you are, where at one time you had a massive rally before making another lower high than previous high and dumping again. But, like, you know, you can't, like, disregard this level because of historical price action that occurred there. So just monitoring that, you just made your lowest daily candle close since September, maybe? Lowest daily candle close since September 30th. Yes. Thought I wasn't crazy there. And still above, miraculously still above the 200-day simple moving average. Whatever. Bitcoin doesn't really, you know, it falls below it, and it doesn't really regard it that much as support. You know, some assets might, but you're still above it. You haven't seen positive momentum on the daily since November 11th. Gross. If you don't hold this level, right, like say, hey, you pumped low liquidity little pump, by the way, $1,500 from the low point to the high point, I think. Kind of a joke. It's really nothing. I mean, if it held, yeah, you could see 52.6 again. But if it doesn't hold, man, you're probably going down to $42,000. That's it. It's so simple. It's about the ifs. It's about the levels. And we know this is one major level, or somewhat major level, where price actions responded here, up or down, support, resistance. And now we're just trying to figure out what's happening. It just fell below it, man. It's closed the daily below it, man. But there have been times in history where we've had very similar price action at critical levels, where you just go back to July, July 20th, where we had the lowest daily candle close since January 1st. And then the next day, a major bullish engulfing candle that got you back above an inflection point, and then it was on. You were gone. Never saw those levels ever again. So it's not about the breakdown itself that you did with confirmation on a daily candle close. You got. It's always about the follow through. The follow through so far has been abysmal. I mean, it's been terrible. But it's Friday night. I mean, you know, major markets are closed. Crypto never sleeps though. So just 1 week ago, Bitcoin dumped to $42,300 plus, the lowest levels you had seen since late September, before rallying, never getting a candle close below the level of inflection until just an hour and 12 minutes ago. Okay, so that's kind of it for Bitcoin. Whatever. You're just holding on to negative momentum. Really hard to discern if there's divergence, because, like, what happens if it just dumps tomorrow and then more negative momentum builds? It's just really unclear. The RSI is terrible. I mean, it's just continuously. I mean, RSI on the daily, lowest level since May. Right, you never saw that in September, so it's, you know, things are real. Hey, at least you have an RSI downtrend. I mean, right, you could probably plot something. It's gonna be a while, I guess, till you see that, but that's going on, RSI downtrend. But yeah, you're still, despite all these things being said, until Bitcoin with confirmation falls below $40,000, the trend is still technically intact. The midterm, long-term uptrend is still, I think maybe you're going on midterm downtrend, but you're in a long-term uptrend. Yes, you broke the demand line. You even almost went up to back test it as when it should have been support. It became resistance on the 7th. You've been selling off ever since then. So, I mean, you make a higher low than the previous low from September, you'll be okay. And, you know, you're thinking if, like, you can't have much faith here. I mean, there's no edge. So what would make the most sense is like Bitcoin, yeah, it does break this level. It can't get back above 48,174. Clearly, like, right? I mean, it's low volume, weekend bullcrap going on already. All right, so eventually, I mean, I'm just saying, this may not happen because we don't know exactly where an asset's going. But what we want to see, if we want to gain an edge, is another sell-off back to the low we saw when it was crazy, you know, from December 4th, last Friday. And by then, you get some sort of seller exhaustion near an inflection point, at an inflection point, 88% retrace, type 2 return on the bullish bat pattern. That's what you want if you want an edge that's actionable for a trade setup, right? But hey, you may never get there. That could have been it. It could have been crazy. You know, right? We're not here to make crazy predictions. We're just talking about the things that we want to happen or the things we want to see on a chart. It's the same thing, right? Everything. It doesn't matter if it's General Motors or Ford or Tesla or Bitcoin or Ethereum or gold or silver or some S coin, right? You should look for the same variables, especially if you can get them on the daily time scales. That's great. But we had a type 1 return. Maybe we get a type 2. Maybe not. All about 47.5, 48,174, where you're clearly, literally right at it. That's it. Good to see y'all. Yeah, I just decided not to take my laptop where I went. Just for a couple of days, you know. Really? Did we miss much? No, I didn't miss crap. I mean, Bitcoin's literally like the same price, but like a couple of days before I left. Nothing's changed. It's just bled out since the 7th. So anyway, it's about the levels. I guess the 4 hours kind of interesting. I mean, like, you know, you're losing the negative momentum, so it's about to be neutral. So it's like a move might be coming soon where you're about to go positive, or you're about to start building tremendous amounts of negative momentum, begin to dump to the next level. Okay, you're going to hold here. You're going to go to 52.6 next, or you're not going to hold. Negative momentum is going to build, and you're going to go to 42K. I mean, that's like your only outcomes, right? Okay. Which, whatever. Yeah, of course. Obvious, man. Yeah, okay. Well, why are you watching if it's so obvious? All right. Ethereum, devastated. But Ethereum, an interesting shape here. Somewhat interesting. Where you've got the uptrend. I mean, the demand line is being back tested. We've even talked about that. Theorized when it was on its way. Hey, man, you could come for a second time to test that demand line. If you can hold 39.50, that's even better. And maybe by the time you get there, you could show bullish divergence. You're starting to try to work on it. I mean, you need some more data. What's up, Egg? Thanks for the 20, dude. Sure, we'll look at FTM. Yep. Yeah, well, imagine acting like I'm bearish. Imagine acting like I'm not literally talking about where we are. If it holds, you go to 52.6. If it doesn't, you go to 42K. That's all I'm saying. And there is no discernible real edge right now on the time scales we want to see, right? I mean, that's it. So with Ethereum, I mean, this is a really interesting level. I hate it because, like, hey, you got to pray that Bitcoin holds here, because this could be a really good spot for a confirmation low. But, you know, Bitcoin doesn't hold. This thing's going right back down to 3,500. Easy. I mean, easily 3,500. And it's really not that strong a support. I mean, created it May 13th. You regarded it in September a couple times. I mean, a little bit in October, right? That's where you'd be headed if Bitcoin could not hold or sustain above, the 47,000 area. So I wonder, is that happening? Look, candle low close, candle low close. I mean, besides the crazy wick, it's almost right around double bottom territory, potential double bottom territory at the demand line, at the inflection point from September. So interesting, a lot more interesting than Bitcoin. It just is, man. All right, so this is the area where you gotta see the bids come in, and if it does, this is probably where the major reversal happens. At least on 4 hour. I mean, you were in the in an uptrend, right? This uptrend, you're near the oversold parts of the uptrend. If it's to sustain and holds, all right. So what? Oh, what's changed? I went on a little mini vacation, came back. Ethereum still superior to Bitcoin. Yep, nothing's changed there. Ethereum better asset technically than Bitcoin by far. I mean, you have like a stronger argument, but it doesn't matter because Bitcoin does this thing's going way lower. But just talking about levels, potential confirmation lows at the bottom of, upsloping supports and horizontal line supports. So, okay. I guess we can take a gander at Ethereum to Bitcoin. I'm sure it probably pulled back, right? Yeah. This will happen, man. But imagine trying to act like the trend has reversed on Ethereum to Bitcoin. No, it hasn't. It's just it upthrusted through 8.5 million sats, an inflection point from 2018. Remember, it just hit multi-year highs. So it's below it, and it's trying to back test another level as support right now. I mean, that's okay. What are you gonna do? I mean, pull back, make a higher low than December 4th's low, and then you pivot and go again. Great. Hey, maybe we're working on a bullish hammer here. Not really, but we'll see. It could turn into anything. So, yep. And I guess let's take a look at,
I like turtles.
Totals that broke 2.21 trillion, which you needed it to desperately hold above. You're below it, and so far on the new day, you're back testing the breakdown. That was once support resistance is resistance again, and no better, no higher right now. And if you stay below this long enough, you'll eventually make it all the way down to 2 trillion again. You'll be testing that 200-day simple moving average again. You don't hold that, well, see you down at $1.78 trillion. That's it. Okay. So I guess we can move on. Well, I'll show you something that's really, really interesting here. I mean, this is about as low as you can go if you want a real harmonic, a real bullish bat pattern to succeed. Cardano reacting on the 4th and is now right back at that same level today. Is a reaction low, reversal low? I don't know. I mean, I'm just pointing out M shapes, and you're at it. The 886 a second time. And you could be working on divergence, but you might be at $1.07 by the time it actually starts maturing. Right? You start losing the negative momentum, still just building. So, Cardano is really interesting. The trend is midterm downtrend. It's terrible. It's awful, right? No one's denying that. It broke down out of the wedge, right? It's just crap. But nevertheless, interesting areas, something to pay attention to. Let's see how the bullish bat performs. Let's see if it is real or if it gets invalidated. Getting invalidated just means, wow, the trend's really bearish. Really, really bearish. So it's like potential deep value perceived areas on Cardano at $1.20, right? 22 cents. Gross. But maybe a glimmer of hope, but you're smoking hopium, but we got an M shape. That's it. That's all you got, dude. Next one. Yeah, I mean, good old Binance coin. Oh, really bad, man. What are you doing? You just created another lower high. That's like...
Hey Mitch,
yikes.
Your streams have been so valuable. Thanks for all your knowledge. Could you check out $TRT, Trio Tech International, please? Thank you.
What's up, Matt? Thank you, dude, for the kind words. And yeah, we'll look at the TRT. Sure. Thanks. So BNB is only really upthrusting through major resistance from history, and is now just really confirming 200 moving averages resistance too. It just distribution, the continuation of distribution is very apparent right now on that lower high. You hadn't quite made a lower low yet, but it's just almost like working on descending triangle behavior. It's, you know, it's not really good looking, and it's not anywhere at strategic entry areas. I don't give a crap if it goes up next. It's just not. I mean, just remember, 639 was the fourth profit taking level of the trade setup, where the entry was in the $350. All right, so you like buy low, you sell high, and then all this crap happens for a long, like months. Good God, I mean, at least a month. A month of this. Disgusting. So yeah, I don't think there's really any action to take on BNB right now that's bullish. Yikes. Okay, cool. You can go to the S&P though. S&P 500 real quick. It's Friday. I know people are doing things. Can't expect anything on a day like this, you know. There it is, chat. I mean, it wasn't the highest 4-hour candle close of all time, but it was the daily. And dang, man, if that old level of resistance held as support on a back test and gapped up and rallying, and I'll just show you. Here it is. Insane, right? So the I mean, and we're not really out of the woods yet. You're not breaking above the wick high at like 47, 43 or whatever. 47, 44. You break that, I mean, that's, yeah, underperforming bearish harmonic structure. I went 50% retrace before going again. So the hidden divergence continued to play out. Your first level of positive momentum seen today on the S&P since November 12th. So it's been about a month. Let's see what happens. Money printer go burr. They got to prop it up because the whole entire world economy will collapse if this crap right here doesn't keep going up. It's over. Like, they have to keep this up. They have to keep printing money. They don't care. They're going to keep debasing the currency. All fiat currencies just keep getting debased. Doesn't matter what Bitcoin does. Like, yeah, Bitcoin could just keep correcting and go into a bear trend. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, what they're doing is awful. And Bitcoin's not a hedge, obviously, for, you know, 40-year highs on CPI or just 40-year highs on inflation. You know, they changed the metric today where, like, they're not going to be like, what is it? Even the year of 2021, where inflation has like accelerated rapidly, they're not even going to factor that in their new like way of monitoring inflation. They're saying 2019 and 2020, those are the years, right? Up to or whatever. Yeah, don't worry about 2021, the most insane one of all of them for inflation. Don't worry about it, dude. Shh. Okay, so look at the Dow Jones. Did not make all-time highs today, but it's, you know, really nice rally. Really good to see it hold above 35,624, the old at one point all-time high from August, and it's just rallying up there. Pretty interesting to see things reverse. And this one, you know, so the S&P made a 50% retrace from its respective previous swing low to high. This one made an almost 88% retrace from its respective low to high. So underperformed. You can imagine it's going to take a lot more to get it to all-time highs, right? Because it's just underperforming the S&P. The NASDAQ didn't hit all-time highs either, I don't think, today. Yeah, it's really stalling. So there's a gap. I mean, all these got gaps, and you think they'll fill eventually. 15,223. You don't know when. But dang, dude, that uptrend right there, that demand line, just keep it going. Wow, extend it out. Almost touched it, right? Now, this is something you can see, like Ethereum did it. Eventually, think about the NASDAQ comes to fill the gap, and then, like, makes a higher low double bottom off the demand line. You could see that happening. That'd be amazing, right? And then what would happen after that? You know, all-time highs again. That's what you'd be looking for, right? Maybe something actionable. Confirmation. We need confirmation. Screw Rudy Poo. Reactions. And then pumps. Ooh, no one knows. But they'll push the price down again just to confirm that, yep, the bottom's in. That's what they're trying to maybe do on Ethereum right now. Maybe the bottom's in. Really depends on Bitcoin, though. Of course it does. And the Russell 2000. Terrible, right? Meme stocks. Trash that doesn't make money, most of it. Yeah, using the 200-day simple moving average as resistance. When was the last time the Russell 2000 used it as actual resistance? Pretty much like around June of 2020. Yeah, dude. Not the same story on this one at all as the S&P, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ. So we can look at gold too. Gold, right? Shouldn't that? Oh, it did nothing. What? 40-year highs on inflation? Don't worry about it, dude. Gold's not your hedge. Sorry, gold's not the hedge. I mean, it's stable. It doesn't do anything for a decade plus, but okay, well, inflation's really high, so you are losing purchasing power by holding gold long term. You lose purchasing power when you hold gold long term, unless you were strategically identifying, you know, the complex inverse head and shoulders, the spring, the back test of the spring. 2018, central banks acquired, I think it was 170 billion, 180 billion dollars worth of gold down here at these levels. The central banks were the composite operator of gold in the 1100s.
Is that a joint? 0.066000000 LTC.
What's up, Adam, man? Thanks for the 10 of Litecoin. No, it's not. It's whatever. Thanks, dude. Well, that's about it, man. I mean, we'll look at the one request and I'll be out of here, man. Friday, I mean, people are like, where were you? It's like, I was just doing something that I didn't, you know, I gave something a shot, and I don't know if, I know it's a really bad sign when you don't even know how it even went. I have no clue, dude. It's so weird. It's like the weirdest, most bizarre thing ever. Anyway, don't worry about it. Let's see. All right, FTM. Well, FTM, man, I don't, like, dude, this is what we painted, like, an idea of, like, a full reset. I mean, it's above the 200-day moving average, but there's no support here. Nothing, dude. Like, and unless you get above 152, which isn't even really much of a support, dude, I wouldn't be looking at this thing till 95 cents, 87, 88 cents, dude. Like, right, there's nothing. Could you, like, tell me why maybe you like this asset right now technically? It just literally yesterday back tested what was once a resistance as resistance again. So, yeah. Oh, my God. Say, like, Bitcoin somehow recovered and held its support. Well, wow. FTM's going to probably run too. It's up 1.69% on the new day. Wow. But just had its lowest daily candle close since October 4th. Downtrend. Midterm downtrend, lots of distribution. Look, 3 lower highs or a high and then the lower highs after it. So it's like really strong classic distribution going on, and you caught some follow through and you just made a lower low than the previous low. So it's like you are downtrending undeniably, indubitably, until something, you know, what has to happen, right? It has to rally, and maybe it doesn't make a higher high first, but when it does sell off after it makes a lower high, it then has to make a higher low. And then eventually, yes, it certainly does have to break eventually 257. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of things to do, and it's going to take a lot of time. It's the daily time scale here. It could take weeks. It could take over a month, man. So FTM, I just don't see anything good about it right now. Nothing makes sense about this holding and going higher. It looks like probably going down to 87.95 cents eventually. Maybe not today or tomorrow or the next day, but eventually it would bleed out to those levels.
4 hours divergence.
Yeah, bullish divergence. Okay, so it rallies. What does it do? It probably goes up to one, maybe like a scenario. It goes up to 187, then makes a lower high and dumps again.
Can we look at Casper?
What's up, Kevin? I mean, if you want to look at some S coin, we can, sure. So, yeah, dude, you're on the other side of momentum right now. So it's like you get a little 4-hour divergence and it plays out. It's most likely, really most likely not going to usher in a major reversal to the upside. It just That's why, like, use the 4-hour and the divergence for your buying signal, and then the daily and maybe the weekly or 3-day are lined up, implying the same thing as the 4-hour at the same time, right? That's what you use the 4-hour for, because I know some patrons are asking about it, you know. So yeah, I mean, get above 152, then you very well could go to 187, 194. It wouldn't be weird, right? Look at the price action above 152. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. That's about it. That's about all you got. So you get above it maybe in Bitcoin rallies. Oh yeah, dude. It doesn't take a very strong imagination to believe maybe it goes to the next level, the peaks from September. The valley from November 18th, the valley from November 28th. Yeah, go test that as resistance for the first time since it was manufactured initially September 9th. Okay, so yeah, cool, dude. Maybe it rallies here. But it's like below technical support. Yikes. Right, it's below it. I mean, okay. Beer market? I don't know, dude. Beer market? Maybe. Might be a beer. No, I'm not saying bear. I'm saying beer. I don't know, dude. All right, next and last request. Oh, no, never mind. We just got a new one. So this next one is Trio Tech. A stock. Well, I mean, you know, man, if you're a regular viewer, you're kind of, you know, you see this chart and you kind of know where it's going, right? Can someone guess where this might be going? I mean, certainly not at like an area where I'm extremely excited about it. The asset since September 20th, it appreciated 180% really in 70 days. Has sold off, is rallied, attempted a rally. And it is above November of 2017's high. It is for now. But it did just make a lower high than the previous high, at least on the 4-hour. And so there's certainly no value here. You're paying premium for this asset.
To the left.
Sure did. Thank you. So if you don't hold 844, then you go straight down pretty much to 644. And that would probably be a little bit stronger of support. I mean, there's more touches there. There's more historical price action correlation there. October 2010, February of this year, June of this year. So, like, without an edge, with an asset that just pumped like that in such a short period of time, I can't tell you it's a great time to take a fresh, actionable long. It's not. You're paying extremely high prices right now. And that's it. If there's not an edge, if there's nothing like the formula that's taught here, if it can't be applied to this chart, all I can do is like, what if? If it holds 844, cool. I would think that your target is the old all-time high from November 26th, Thanksgiving, or around there, like $11. You'd probably run up to that if it did hold and rally, but there's nothing indicating it's actually going to hold here. Nothing. And that gets a Momo starting to build again on the 4-hour. We guess we go to the daily. Yeah, daily you can even see the lower high, the bearish engulfing candle on Thursday, and then the lower low confirming it pretty much today. And yeah, you're just closing right at that level. So maybe it holds, dude. Maybe it holds. But certainly one thing is for real. This is not an area. I don't see anything that really that good about it right now. Do you, chat? I mean, maybe it keeps going. Sure, it keeps going. It pumps, man. It moons. Congratulations. Okay, this is the last request that was requested. Wow, what is it doing? Wow, dude. Didn't talk about... Here you go, dude. Right? I mean... Nice harmonic rallied.
Can we look at $AVAX, mate?
Sure, dude. Wow, 3 Diglets. That's the evolved version of Diglet, right? Or something. They've multiplied. Did they ever find out what is underground? What is Diglet underground? Because all you can see is the head of the Pokemon. You can't see its body. What is it, man? All right. So you're certainly testing a demand line today. On the new day, you're down almost 7%. Vomit, man. Big vomit. Okay. Looking left, you're just holding on to this one high from October 8th. That's it. So you break this, I don't know. I mean, like, if you're talking about the swing lows, probably 7.6 cents eventually. But yeah, I mean, you're in the uptrend. Maybe this holds, but don't you want confirmation lows? Is there confirmation low right now on Casper? Even if it is going to reverse here? No, there's not. So how do we take action with confidence? You can't really. No market participants really gonna with confidence be taking longs. So like one guy, a scalper, you know, a few guys. Yeah, dude, there's no edge either. It's just like so much negative momentum, so much dumpage. But yeah, maybe an ABCD, but doesn't it have a little bit lower to go if it's a reciprocal ABCD? Yeah, nice. Okay, so if that's the case, then you got a 1618. Pattern completion zone of the reciprocal ABCD would be around 10.8 cents. I mean, I kind of see that. Do you, Chad? I mean, you see a reciprocal ABCD with a almost 61% retrace on C. If you got a 61% retrace on C, you got nearly a 1618 on D. So I'd probably wait for, you know, more selling, but maybe it does hold the demand line. It very well could. It could bounce here, go run out to 15 cents, test it, and sell off again. Short-term downtrend like the rest of the market. But, you know, I mean, it's all about, like, it will hold here if Bitcoin rallies and goes to 52.6. It'll hold. It'll rally, like right now,
if
Bitcoin does it.
Rising values on the BTC daily? What are the chances of it playing out?
I mean, maybe, like, you know, it could be. Depends. Has a bottom been put in yet on Bitcoin? We don't know. We don't know. So there might be a little bit more downside if you want to talk about a harmonic. And down here, you want a confirmation low. You would like to react and then reverse on the second low with like really nice RSI bullish divergence or something. But yeah, you are at a good level where, yes, you could see a bounce because it's been devastated. And it's not because Casper's worth two craps. You get it, right? There's nothing about Casper that's great. It's bull crap. It's just a Rudy Poo asset that's pretty much connected to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to 52.6, this thing rallies to 15 cents. It's easy, right? If Bitcoin dumps, this demand line gets shattered and it continues to get wrecked harder than Bitcoin. That's about it, man. Okay. Leave my gun. We'll look at it again, okay? The next request, though. AVX. Been getting wrecked. Like everything else. ABCD. But, yeah, I don't know. There's that support resistance there. Look at your level from September. There was a peak. Maybe it's trying to act as support here. No divergence yet on the 4-hour at all. Negative Momo's just building again. Dude, I gotta get some food. I haven't eaten all day. Shoot, man. And this is probably will be a quick stream. I don't know. Like, it's trying to confirm a bottom maybe, but without the edge could develop if it starts pivoting here. But yeah, you're starting to get to a point where, hey, this might be an interesting area. If you were going to take action on it, which, good luck, man. If you were going to take action on it, I mean, stop loss just marginally below 75, 60, maybe it's 74, $73, you're out, you know, because this thing's going for a full reset if this doesn't hold. Right, you could talk about the X, the A, the B, the C, then the 886. That's probably you're going anyway. I mean, wouldn't that make way more sense for a long down at 60 bucks than here? I get it though. It could definitely rally here and go to $100 or at least like 96, 95. Sure. So it's all about this. This is exactly where it could reverse and rally upward, or it doesn't hold because Bitcoin sucks and is in a short-term, mid-term downtrend and could go to 42K. If Bitcoin goes to 42K, this thing's going to like $62. That's it. Bitcoin holds here. This thing holds, and it goes to 96.95. It's pretty simple. It's all about Bitcoin. It's not about AVAX. Just chill for a second, all right? I'm just hungry, fatigued, traveling all day. I need some endorphin release, aka food will help with that, or it'll pump my serotonin levels, all right? Sorry. I just gotta do this before the freaking places close, man. I don't want, like, trash food, okay? Like, 2 seconds. Three. Two. Oh, yeah, nice, dude. Nice. Alright. The order is in. So that's the schools of thought here. There are two of them. You could get a full reset that takes you down to probably stronger levels of chop. It's a PCZ of an M shape. And there could be a lot stronger argument for divergence on the oscillators than you have now. But, right, if Bitcoin holds, there's the big if. If Bitcoin holds, this would probably hold too. And you could very well rally up to 96.95. That's it on AVAX. Okay, so Leave My Gun was asking about 3 rising valleys on Bitcoin. Give me a sec, okay? Let me look like maybe a cleaner chart. I'm just gonna bring this one up. Doesn't matter, because it's all kind of the same. All right, so here's your Bitcoin. He's asking, is that 3 rising valleys? I don't know any kind of 3 rising valleys that literally on the 3rd valley makes the same effing low. So I don't think so anymore. It could have been. Not anymore with the scam wick down there. No. 3 rising valleys. The last I heard, the 3rd valley needs to be actually proportionately higher than the previous level before, right? What I'm saying about proportionate. Normally, you want it to be really symmetrical, or the asset, you could anchor from the first low to the first high, and you get a pullback. And what is that percentage retrace? 618, 50%, 382. Okay, so then you rally again, and you sell off a good. And then it's like from the swing low, that low, to the next high. You then Fibonacci, and it's like, okay, I get it. Proportionate in the retraces. This isn't it. A great example of a 3 rising valleys that's undeniable, there's no questions we have to ask, is Micron, that's killing it, by the way. It looks like it's getting ready to go to the full reset to the 9334. Good God, it's gorgeous. But this is what you're looking at. This is textbook. This should be in a textbook somewhere. All right? And at the same time, you're getting hidden bullish divergence on the discernible higher low than the previous low before it, right? That's really pretty. Very pretty structure. This, and then you go to Bitcoin. Not so pretty, like, at all. It doesn't like at all look like there was. I mean, I thought about it maybe being the idea of that possibly, but not right. Like, think about it. You know, the swing low to high. What was it? I think it was a 382, maybe 50% low to high. It was a 50% retrace, right? And then you did it again from this low to high. Well, you know, that was a 97% retrace. You know, even so, like, say, forget the scam wick, you're at below a 618. So, not really that proportionate. You know, if it was the same, it'd be like 54K, and that'd be where you bottom out at. So, you know, look, it doesn't matter about a potential 3 rising valleys, okay? What does matter is that Bitcoin, whenever it's going to pivot between now and whenever, it it makes a daily candle high close higher than 40K. Why? Because that's trend analysis. I mean, yeah, demand line broke. That sucks. But the trend lines break all the time, dude. But what is most important is a trend is when you're making higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows.
Sophie would be a hell of a trade setup. Can't get much better on the TA.
Well, go ahead, trade it, man. Thanks for the 5 super chat, or like the $2 super chat. Thank you, dude. Or $2 in the end after the government and Google take their share. Thanks for the $2, dude. So $40,000. That's it. Because when you fall below that level, what happens? What is happening? There is no longer accumulation on the asset. No longer are more market participants owning the asset than they did before. So that is why it is 40K is the cutoff for the entire trend. Okay, the trend you've been in that we didn't know at the time, but it was established July 20th, right? This trend right here, because you got into a downtrend, a midterm, short-term downtrend, and then you've rallied. Okay, so the trend you're in is still intact until you fall below 40K for those reasons. All right. Pray for Bitcoin. Yeah, man. Structure right here is kind of ugly looking, right? A high, the highest high, then a scam wick high on the 40-year high inflation numbers this morning. Probably wrecked so many people. I don't know. They were trying to trade that or something. Got to 50K. So yeah, that's like the thoughts on a potential structure. That was a request from Leave my gun. Simple Jack. Never go full reset. Yeah, dude. Never go full reset. How about all the time go full reset? How about Bitcoin literally did go full reset on the wick on December 4th? It did happen. That's an 886. That's why it's like, it really wouldn't be that weird to see Bitcoin bleed out to that level again. That's your reaction low. Then you catch a reversal low down here. Max fear. Oh my God, 40K being tested and tested and tested. And then you rally from there, you know, with some sort of divergence on a significant time scale. That would be ideal. But hey, I'm hoping it never happens, right? I want this thing. Dude, Bitcoin right now, it's like, it makes more sense than anything in the world to own, man. Anything. It's globally connected to everything. It's finite in supply. We're going into probably hyperinflationary environment in the next year or something. It's going to get worse, man. If you think it's actually going to get like, it's like, oh, what would stop things from getting worse? Can somebody tell me? They raise interest rates. Oh, okay. Collapse of the entire stock market and economy, probably. Defaults start happening. Yep, that's the unraveling. I think they're in a corner. There's nothing else they can do but just continue to debase the currency, and then eventually it collapses, and then they usher in the US dollar coin, right? Like an actual central bank currency, and then they can control everything. Oh, God. All right, we're going to change your interest rate just because you're you. And maybe you said something. Well, eventually these things will happen. We're going that way anyway. It's like kind of the China model, the communist China model. Like the governments around the world love it, dude. Like governments don't like freedom and them being relevant, right? They need more. They want always going to grab more. They want more power. Okay, so what better way to grab power than to, you know, collapse the paper currency, and so everything's digital after that, and then it's like real easy. Okay, so that's like it, chat. I mean, you get me? Like Bitcoin is just the chop zone, and once it breaks 47.5 for real, you're going right back down to 42, 43K. But if somehow you miraculously hold 48.1, you get back above it, which you can't. All you're doing is testing it for freaking almost... You're like 10 hours now, you're testing 48.1 as resistance. It was support once. It's no resistance. Well, it's actually long time resistance now. Or for many 4-hour candles. So it's all of the ifs. You break 48.1, you could very well be seeing 52.6 very fast. Just the same, you break 47.5, you could very fast see 43, 42K. That's it. Audio's like gone, man. All right, so I've been live not even an hour, but like whatever, dude. You know, kind of like jaded from. I don't feel like I maybe wasted my time on this trip, but I'm still very just. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back, and thank you for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Till next time. Respect the T. Hey.
Web.